we'd rang all these people and we just got not blanks, but maybes.
Yeah,
it wasn't a maybe time. We needed somebody in.
Yeah.
Then a message come through from Choker. Gaff, love playing for you, Mark. I've got a bit of glass in my toe, but I want to come and help you out if you'd have me.
I mean, Tommy and Mark can speak for themselves, but I know that they spent, the best part of the next 2 days ringing around trying to get players in because they realised they had to do something to the squad in order to just get something different on the pitch. And Trokey's a legendary figure here anyway. He played for us twice before. We'd been the captain. He'd led us to senior cup wins. And he's a great player. And he'd been playing at step 3 quite regularly over the last few years. And we went up to Hebburn on the Tuesday night. It was almost a free hit in the sense that no one expected us to do anything up there. Yeah. And they'd only beaten us 10 days earlier. And as you say, they thought they were going to win.
And the support, if you think about it, for a cold Tuesday night, in February was remarkable.
Well, I distinctly remember the players come out, they're wearing the bright pink kit that we had for away games that year. And they come out, it's a lovely ground, isn't it, Hebburn? Lovely clubhouse. They come out of the changing room there. They line up to do the shaking of hands. And we give them a big old, come on, Carlton. And I distinctly remember Alex House turning around and looking at, the 5-10 away fans that there were. And he had this look of absolute surprise on his face that there was anyone there at all, because there was no supporters coach of the game. I think the players might have had a minibus to come up on. So I don't think they were expecting to see anyone at all.
No.
And I don't know whether it gave them a boost or not, but it must have been appreciated by them that people had made that effort on a Tuesday night. And he scored the first goal.
He did. And I mean, I don't know what Tommy and Mark had said to the players, but from the kick-off, it felt different.
We played really well, really well.
We did. And I think we surprised them, didn't we? We surprised them, how we played. And of course, as you say, we led 1-0. And then Niall Davey scores an absolute wonder goal in the second half.
You can't forget Dan Brown's crucial contribution to that.
No, I can't forget his assist, of course not. But an absolutely wonderful goal that, was befitting to win any game. But it was a magnificent night, wasn't it? It was a great night,
It was, and to be really, to be fair to the Hebburn fans, we had a chat with them at the end before we went home. To a man, they were saying, thoroughly deserved that. No complaints about the defeat as far as they were concerned at all. And it clearly, it must have given the most massive boost to the players and the management.
I suppose the key then was, could we back it up?
Yeah, and we went to what? We didn't play the following Saturday, did we?
No, we didn't. So
the next game was Grantham, wasn't it?
Grantham, yeah. And Grantham by then were a pale shadow of the Grantham that came here. Because when Grantham came here and won 2-0 earlier on in the season, they looked a really strong side.
Well, I thought they would be in the promotion.
Yeah, me too. And they'd lost 1 or 2 players, but they were in free fall.
Yeah.
But of course, they would have viewed our visit to them as an opportunity to push us away again.
And that is possibly the worst game of just quality football I've ever seen watching Carlton Town. It was shocking.
Yeah, both sides did not want to lose.
Both sides were terrified. You can see, I'm not blaming the players at all, because we were in a position where we had to get a win. Grantham were in a position where they had to not lose. And the pitch was poor, but it was like the ball had to be just hit 50 yards by every player, no matter who was nearby, no matter where they were on the pitch. Yeah. I don't think anyone controlled the ball in the entire game until, my recollection, Malc, you tell me if I'm wrong, about 2 or 3 minutes before the end, they had a really good chance.
They did have a really good chance.
And they missed it. And then Lewis Duro controlled the ball on the left wing in the last minute and put over an absolutely peach of a cross that Nat Watson headed in at the back post.
Yeah. And the amazing thing about that goal was That was Nat's first goal of the season,
No,
which is remarkable when you think about Nat as a footballer and the ability and the talent, that was actually his first goal of the season.
Yeah, and we're in mid-March.
Yeah. And then the third game, obviously, was playoff chasing Clee,
where we'd got a pretty grim record over the years. We certainly never won there at that stage.
No, I'd seen us draw. But
yeah. We'd drawn. We'd been 2-0 up one year and lost 4-2. So very similar to most of the games. 2022-23. Had we drawn against them at home that year? I think we had.
Yeah, we had. And so that was a last-minute goal. So Nat had been sent off here for a scuffle. They'd taken the lead on 7 minutes from the end.
Yeah, that was right.
And then Brad Wells equalises at the death.
Yeah, right. Last kick virtually.
Yeah, so last kick.
Crucial point.
Crucial point, yeah, indeed.
But again, Trokey at Clee Thorpes, we get a penalty in the first half. We can't score penalty. Trokey takes it, he scores.
Yeah.
Fab.
Yeah. And then and we're well deserving of that lead again at half time. But we come out second half and they equalise pretty quickly after half time.
They do.
Obviously go up the other end. Alex House, only he will know whether it was a shot or a cross.
Looked like a shot to me.
Okay, looked like a cross to me, but I am at the other end. I'm at the other end, aren't I? I am at the defensive end.
It went in.
So we lead 2-1, and then we give away a silly free kick on the edge of our box. Put into the mixer, if you like, and at the back stick, one of their big lads, he heads it in, and we're back to 2-2. So it's how resilient are we as a team? And there was resilience in abundance, wasn't there? You know, because we came back again. And Charlie Mazzano.
Great run down the right wing, and a bit of luck with the deflection, but in it goes. So then you're thinking, you know, not only is it 3 wins, but in that game, 2 of the 3 goals have been scored by the 2 lads that the management got in 2 weeks earlier. Genius management.
Genius management, yeah, without a doubt. And of course, we hold on 7 minutes of injury time, and we do it without Nat.
Who gets sent off.
So then, Tuesday, we've got Ossett away. And by now, it's almost within touching distance to actually get out of that bottom 4.
Yeah, if we win that night, we get to 5th bottom.
We do.
And we keep Ossett in the mix.
Yeah, we do indeed. And we get the best possible start. Niall Davey, 7 minutes on the clock,
bang,
1-0. And then Ossett have a bit of a masterstroke as far as I can see. And your mate, Alan, Danny South.
Put Danny South up front.
And he caused absolute mayhem.
He's a big lad. He's a good player. And he scored a Danny South goal, didn't he?
Well, a header from outside the box that looped over the keeper. And we're 1-1. And I've got to sort of say, as you know, I stand in the defensive half, you know, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you know, we're trying to get bodies round him, but he's winning all the flips and whatever. And you think, this is going to be difficult now. And then Ossett shot themselves in the foot. They moved him back.
Yeah, but possibly just to protect the point. I can't remember if they had to do it because of other changes on the pitch. But they did. They put him back at centre half, and I'm thinking, thank goodness for that.
Yeah, me too. Me too, yeah. As I think the defenders were as well. So.
But I thought that night, I mean, that last 20 minutes, half hour, we almost looked out for the count, you know, dead on our feet. The effort of the last 3 games, and no doubt the whole stress of the situation was catching up on the players, and it was just a monumental effort to keep going and to actually get another goal.
Yes. And OC scored that goal, put us 2-1 up. But come the final whistle, we'd actually achieved in 4 games, which it had taken us 20 to get 12 points.
And we were out of the bottom 4.
We were out of the bottom 4.
Which no one would have anticipated at all 2 weeks before when we were driving up to Hebburn.